Alright, 7th graders, Geometric Solids, Lesson 67. They are shapes that take up space, so they have a length and a width, but also a height. They're three-dimensional figures, and so we want to talk about a few of those here. Here are some examples of those geometric solids. Here we get a sphere, a cylinder, a cone, a cube, a triangular prism, and here we have a pyramid. What's interesting, here's a triangular pyramid, and its shape is described by the shape on the end. So because this is a triangle, we call it a triangular pyramid. We could make a rectangular prism. It's more of a cube, but anyways, go down here, back here, add the hidden sides in there. But again, it's based on these types of prisms. These long rectangular, long triangular is based on the shape on the end. So these are different shapes. We want to learn about them, and let's take a look at the cube and just talk about some of the parts of the. All right, let's look at the different parts of the cube here. There's three things that we want to learn about. We want to learn about the face or faces. We want to talk about the edge or edges, and we want to describe the vertexes, or actually the vertex or the vertices. We would change this to IES if we were going to be talking about the vertices plural. So let's take a look at the edges first. The edges are these straight edges where two planes come together. So you can see 4 on the front, 5, 6, and 7. There'd be this one down here that would be 8, 9, 10. Then there'd be another one going down over here, 11, and this backside 12. So the cube, there should be 12 edges. The vertices are going to be all the corners. So here I have 1 corner, 2 corners, 3 corners, 4 corners, 5 corners, 6 corners, 7 corners, and this one down here would make an 8th corner. So there are 8 vertices in a cube. So where you have 3 lines or rays coming together, segments I should say, and then finally you have faces. Here's 1 face, 2 face, on the side we got 3. The other 3 are hidden. The bottom, this side will be 5, and the back side will be 6. So there's a total of 6 faces. So the best thing that you could do here is to actually get a physical cube, a letter cube, or a dice, or if you have a cube in the classroom, and hold it. If you make your own cube out of paper, then you can go ahead and even color the edges, the cubes, and the vertices. Not the cube, but the edges. The faces, the edges, and the vertices, and you could color on your own paper cube. So those are the 3 things that should be reviewed, but we just want to review and go over. All right, let's work on drawing these different types of shapes. The first thing that we want to do is go ahead and draw whatever shape we want on the front. So if I want a rectangular prism here again, I draw a rectangle. Now I have to make a congruent rectangle to this one, but there will be parts that are hidden that I won't be able to see. I'll be able to see this top one. I'll be able to see this side. So what I need here is the length of this side has to match identically to the length of this side. The length of this side has to match identically this side. And I see my back one's a little bit shorter, so hopefully I can elongate it a little bit more. There we go. The other lines also have to be parallel. So when I go, that line from that corner to that corner has to match that line. This line and this line have to be parallel. If I go down here, I can show what would happen if one line went this way and one line kind of went that way. They aren't parallel, and it's not going to be as nice. And again, this line here, oops. Again, this line here has to be parallel with this line here. Now with these three-dimensional figures, we also like to show what lines are hidden. We do that by drawing dotted lines. So I need to match this line. I need to put another line down here because I need these two to match. So I'll go down there. Looks about right. Now I need this front line to match a line in the back. So I'll do that across there to that corner. And then I need a line on this side to match a line over here, or you could say this line to match down here too. And that also is hidden, so I'll give it the dotted line. So there we have a rectangular prism. You could do the same thing with a triangle down here. We start by drawing the triangle. We can draw a congruent triangle. Now I'll only be able to see this side here, so my other sides I'm going to have to do with dotted lines. Doesn't work so well here. I'll be able to see that line, I'll be able to see that line, but I won't be able to see this one, so I'm going to have to put that in a dotted line there. So again, a rectangular prism. So drawing congruent shapes. Do a cylinder or circle on the top, and then one on the bottom, but the back half of this circle is going to be hidden, so I'll just put the dots in there. And then the other lines also have to be parallel as well as congruent. Very important so that you can get these structures drawn properly. They aren't the only way. I'll show here next that we can do it a few different ways. Let's take a rectangular prism again that way over there, and a rectangular prism over here. And we could go, actually, let's go down and to the left over here. So I could go down and down, again parallel. This one isn't so great. So that went down, whereas this one can go up and to the right like I had done before. So lots of different ways. It's just getting your mind to be able to see them in 3 dimensions, which takes quite a bit. Now, next we want to talk about if we had a cereal box. What if we took a cube, like not a cube, but I'm going to take something that looks like a cereal box here, as best as possible. There we go. And I opened up all the sides and laid it out flat. What would it look like? Well, if I first cut off the top, and I'm really not cutting it off, I'm cutting it loose. And then I have the front. So my top, use a little coloring right here, will be this part. It's going to be right up here. And the front side here we can make blue, so that'll be the blue. And then if I kept going, the next part to get loose is the bottom over here. So get the bottom here, bottom flap. And I don't want to forget about the side flaps, the left and the right side. I'll put those there, and again I can use a little color here, green, so the green would be the side. The bottom I want to match it to the top, so that's red. So I'll make that red here. And then the last part is the back side. So if I kept it all connected together, I would have to get the back side here. That would go down here. And I'll make that just maybe a little lighter blue to show it is the back side. So this is sometimes what we explain here as the surface area. So I've taken this cereal box and I've folded all the sides out. I've cut some of the edges, this edge and all these edges here, and I've laid it out flat so I can figure out the surface area, not the volume, not how much is in the box, but the surface area. For example, if I was wrapping this with wrapping paper. And then of course in example 4 they want to know which of those patterns could you fold up into a cube. And again, that takes some mental exercise to be able to look and see and try folding those in your mind and see what will happen. Alright, let's look at example 5. Here we've got a cube. Oops, I've got a cube. And this length of this side right here, just the bottom, is 5 centimeters. So what is the total surface area? So it's asking that cereal box question that we just had. Not the volume, not how much is inside, but the surface area. So I know area equals length times width. So this front here, if this is 5, this will also be 5. So 5 times 5 will be 25 square centimeters for the area of just this front. Now on a cube, I know there's 6 faces or 6 sides, so I'm going to have to do 25 times 6. 6 times 5 is 12, 13, 14, 15, so I've got 150 square centimeters, and that will be the surface area of this. That's it for today. You can get started on the lesson practice.